Often, I think managers sometimes think that, maybe if I just ignore the problem, if I pretend I didn't see that, it'll go away. But let me sort of give you an example of what happens to you if you do that. Typically, the decision to ignore a problem comes out in a deposition. And the way it works is something like this. So imagine that you'd seen something that maybe you thought was harassment, maybe you didn't, you weren't sure, but you made the decision for whatever reason to just not mention it or not deal with it. Maybe somebody even comes and complains to you and you decide, you know what, I'm not going to deal with it. What happens is the company will get sued, and then the question will be asked the company, name all the people who might have information about this. In some way or shape or form, your name comes up. And then what will happen is we'll be going into a deposition, and I'll be sitting right next to you. And the question will come to you, do you remember going through sexual harassment training? Yeah, I do. And as a manager of the company, it's your responsibility, is it not, to maintain and enforce the sexual harassment policy, isn't that right? Yes, I do. And you take that very seriously, don't you? Yes, I do. So serious, in fact, that if somebody came to you and complained about sexual harassment, you would absolutely do something about that, wouldn't you? And the answer is yes, yes, I would. So do you remember my client? Yes, I do. And so when my client came to you and said that she had had such and such happen to her, you went right to human resources, didn't you? Well, no, I didn't. Oh, I know. It's because you realized it was so important you went right to the CEO, didn't you? Well, no. In fact, did you do anything to follow up on the complaint that my client made to you? And the interesting thing from my perspective is that there's a really simple solution to solve all of the problem, and that is go to HR. That's the easiest, simplest thing to do. If you see something that you think might be a problem, you are absolved. It's like being given absolution by a priest. You go to HR and say what you know, and then let them handle it. I mean, they're the ones that are the professionals at dealing with this stuff. You're probably a professional at marketing or PR or engineering, and this isn't your specialty. So you can go to HR and then let them handle this. That's their area of expertise. Rather than having that uncomfortable deposition where I have to then rat you out and say, yes, you really screwed the company up.